Today we're going to look at Standard 8, EE.8c. EE.8 is about systems of equations, but EE.8c is specifically about word problems. We're going to look at number 2 on this page first. Skylar is buying watermelon and pineapple for a fruit salad. Watermelon costs 59 cents per pound and pineapple costs $2.29 per pound. Skylar buys 7 pounds of fruit and spends $9.23. How much does Skylar spend just on pineapple? Okay, so this is a system problem. Notice that we have an unknown, which is the amount of money for pineapple. So we really need to find out how many pounds of pineapple that Skylar is buying in order to answer this question. Let's let P equal the pineapple pounds, and let W equal the watermelon pounds. We have two totals given. We're given a total number of pounds of fruit, 7 pounds of fruit. So we could say, well, the number of pounds of pineapple plus the number of pounds of watermelon equals 7. We're also given a total amount of money, $9.23. Where pineapple is $2.29 per pound, so we could say 2.29p plus watermelon is 59 cents per pound, so 0.59w equal 9.23. We have now set up a system, and we just need to know how much Skylar is spending on pineapple. So we can eliminate the w's. I'm going to multiply that top equation by negative 0.59. The result is negative 0.59 p minus 0.59w equal negative 4.13. And the bottom equation stays the same. So I'm going to add my equations together. The w's will eliminate their opposites. And we get 1.7p equal 5.1. And then divide both sides by 1.7 to get that p is equal to 3. And that's important. In many questions, that would be the final answer. But the question asks, how much does Skylar spend on pineapple? Well, he's buying 3 pounds at $2.29 per pound. So when we multiply 2.29 times 3, we get $6.87. Answer choice D. Okay, numbers 5 through 8. We're reading this information. It says, while on vacation, Rosa stopped at a souvenir shop to buy keychains and refrigerator magnets for family members and friends. Keychains cost $2 each, and refrigerator magnets cost $1 each. Let X represent the number of keychains that Rosa bought, and let Y represent the number of refrigerator magnets. So we're just picking out what the system is that represents each of these sets of information. Number 5 says Rosa bought 12 items and paid a total of $18. Okay, well, let's start on number 5 with the items. 12 items. We already know the keychains are being represented by X, and they're $2 each. And we know that the refrigerator magnets are $1 each, and they're represented by Y. So I'm going to look at number 5 and say, well, my first equation is the items, and it's that X plus Y equal 12. The second equation would be the amount of money. Well, and that's 2X plus 1Y equal 18. And that matches answer choice C. So we're done with that one. The next equation or system rather, number 6, Rosa bought 12 more refrigerator magnets than keychains. So that's just saying if you take the number of keychains, X, and add 12 to it, you get Y, the number of refrigerator magnets. And then for the other equation, she paid a total of $18. Well, that's still saying 2x plus y equal 18. This actually matches answer choice E because we can rearrange that top equation to say y is equal to x plus 12. So we're done with that one. Number 7, Rosa bought 12 items, so x plus y equal 12, and paid $18 more for the keychains than for the refrigerator magnets. Well, that means that if she takes the amount she paid for keychains, 2x, and she paid $18 more for those, if we subtract the refrigerator magnets y, we could get 18. We could have worked that out as y plus 18 equal 2x as well. And that number 7 ends up being answer choice B. And the last one, number 8, says Rosa bought 18 items. So x plus y equal 18. And she paid $12 more for the refrigerator magnets than for the keychains. So if we take the refrigerator magnets, let's see, she paid $12 more for the refrigerator magnets than for the keychains. So you take the keychains, 2x, and you add $12, then you get the cost of the magnets, y. Well, that equation could be rearranged where we get 12 by itself and say, okay, 12 is equal to y minus 2x. And that does match up with answer choice F. And we're done with those. Number 12, 2 containers are being filled with water. One begins with 8 gallons of water and is filled at a rate of 3.5 gallons per minute. The other begins with 24 gallons and is filled at 3.25 gallons per minute. A part says write an equation that represents the amount of water W in gallons with respect to time T in minutes for each container. Well, I noticed really quick that there's 2 different sets of information here. It tells me what one begins with, so B is 8, and the filled at a rate, so M is 3.5. And the other begins B at 24, and it's filled at a rate of M 3.25 gallons per minute. So I could write these 2 equations. The first one is W, the amount of water, is 3.5 times each minute, plus it starts with 8 gallons. And the other one, W, the amount of water, is 3.25 times the number of minutes, plus it starts at 24 gallons. B part says to solve the system algebraically and show your work. Well, I know that W is equal to W. So since W equals 3.5t plus 8 from my first equation and W equals 3.25t plus 24 in my second equation, then I know that what W is equal to from both of those equations is equal to each other. So now I'm going to solve this little equation for t. I've got a t term on both sides. I'm going to subtract the smaller one from both sides just because then I'm not dealing with negatives. And we get 0.25t plus 8 equal 24. Now we just need to solve this equation for t. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. We get 0.25t is equal to 16. And then when I divide both sides by 0.25, I get that t is equal to 64. So we've got the value of T. Now we need to find W. Well, W is equal to 3.5 times T plus 8. I'm going to plug in T here is 64. And I could pick either of the two equations. I just chose the first one. And when I simplify that, 3.5 times 64 plus 8 is 232. So I've got T and I've got W. I've solved the system. Part C says, how long would it take for both of the containers to have the same amount of water? How much water would be in each container? So this is where they have the same amount of water. Well, the amount of water we just found, we found the amount of water, but it's also asking how long would it take. So that's actually the first question, is the amount of time. It is 64 minutes. And the amount of water it should be is 232 gallons. And we are now finished with this standard.